Hi guys, what's up? How you doing? My name is Faith Ogechi and you're welcome back to Faith Ogechi TV. If you're a new subscriber or a new viewer, please do well to hit the red subscribe button, like this video if you enjoyed it, and kindly share this video. Watch till the end. I am sure you will enjoy it because today's video is going to be really spicy. So let's just get into it. So, a few weeks ago, there was this movie or documentary that was trending online and everywhere, Tinder Swindler, making posts, comments, tweets, and I was like, okay, what's really going on in here? So I went and I saw the comment. I was like, okay, let me see the movie. This looks really interesting. And I saw the movie, guys. This movie is a really good watch. Like, it's a 2-hour movie, and trust me, I was glued to my seat, I was glued to my screen, I did not even move. I'm really going to give this movie a 10/10. Guys, trust me, because I feel this movie came in timely since because we're in the social media era. A lot of people do things on social media, meet people, date, marry people on social media, get kidnapped through social media, lots of things. And I feel it came in timely. It's expository. It exposed a lot of things, red flags, lessons. So today we're going to be doing a review of this movie. We're going to be touching red flags. I'll tell you guys my story, not a Tinder story, but something really a little bit related to this. And we're going to talk about lessons. Guys, trust me, there's no how we're going to talk about this movie without talking about lessons, because there are millions of lessons in this movie. So let's just go into the movie. So disclaimer, this movie, video, I'm going to be giving a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, I will advise, or you do not like spoilers, I will advise you stop this movie. What am I saying? You stop this video and go and watch the movie, then come back to watch the review. Or if you don't mind spoilers, be my guest. So this Tinder Swindler, it's about a young guy. His name is Simon Leviv. He's an Israeli, and he's a big time con man on Tinder. He gets his clients clients, of course, from Tinder, mostly women, and he cons them of their hard-earned money. So there were these women. The first woman, I think her name is Cecilia. I'm not sure, I'm not good with keeping names. Her name is Cecilia. She said she has been on Tinder for a very long time. I can't remember how long now. A very long time, and she has gone on countless dates off Tinder. So she's not a newbie on Tinder. When I heard that, I was like, what's been going on, auntie? Like, what's been going on? You've been on countless days for this long and you've not found love still? Okay, so this lady, her name is Cecilia. I think she's in her late 20s, and she's been on Tinder looking for love. So I think this day she was just, swiping on Tinder, just, looking for a match. So she saw Simon Leviv and she swiped back, and there was a match immediately. And she checked his profile. Of course, if you are checking anybody out on social media, the first thing, if the person catches your eye, the first thing you do as a smart girl or a smart guy is to check his profile. So she checked his profile and she saw that the guy was, really big. The guy is really big. He's in different countries, in different days, flamboyant lifestyle, Gucci, Gap. he's a very expensive guy, very flashy cars, private jets, expensive restaurants. She saw all of this and she was like, okay, this is my match. And luckily for her, there was a match. And almost immediately, the guy sent her a message and says that he'll be going out for lunch, for coffee. That is she interested in coming out for coffee? And she's like, okay, yeah. And so he invited her to a 5-star seasons, a 5-star, 4 seasons fancy restaurant in London, guys. I had to check that. That's a very, very big restaurant, and so that's a very big hotel. And so she obliged, and she went to meet the guy almost immediately. She went to meet the guy, and the guy was telling her of how he was introducing himself, of how his father is the Diamond King, which automatically makes him the Diamond Prince. How he's not always in the country, he's not always in a particular place because of business. Of course, she already saw the guy as a very important person, like a big boy, very expensive, and she was really, really impressed. So after that, he told her that, after telling her that because of his kind of business, he doesn't stay in a place for a very long time, he travels from one place to another, that he will be going to Bulgaria. He invited her to accompany him to Bulgaria, which she accepted almost immediately on your first date. So after the date, she went home, packed her. So before then, he asked her for her personal information, her passport, so he could help her, do her visa and all of those things. She gave him the passport and information that he needed. She went home, packed her things. A Rolls Royce came and picked her up and went to the airport. So while they were at the airport, she saw this lady and a baby, and then she asked, and so Simon introduced the woman as his baby mama and the child as his child, that they were all going for the trip together. She didn't ask no questions, and I was like, won't you think, what kind of relationship does he have with his baby mama that she had to come with on the trip with him? In my mind, I was like, were these things not ringing in your head? Red flags, guys. Number one, billionaires are not that less busy. They are not always idle. Immediately she swiped, and then she swiped back. There was a match almost immediately, and then he sent her a message almost immediately to meet him up for coffee at a restaurant. And I was like, these people are not always that idle. They are always busy. They always have something to do. Another red flag, guys, is that billionaires will never go on Tinder or any social or any dating app to look for love or people. They would rather get love or a partner or whatever from their circle, because they will feel like people on those dating apps are not really what they present themselves like. They look like peasants to them. They would rather get love or meet people in their social gathering, in their circle. Another red flag is that do not give out your personal information on a first date, and do not accept to go on a trip on your first date with someone you do not really know. She would have just respectfully declined, until when she has found out a little bit about the guy. Then maybe because this guy would have turned out to be a sex trafficker, a drug person, you could be a kidnapper or whatever. She wasn't even scared. She just accepted, went, packed her things, and she went for the weekend. So I'm really not going to blame Cecilia, because I feel she already has this childhood fairy tale fantasy, Hollywood fantasy of how love and relationship should be like. She has already built, this high expectation of how her Prince Charming is going to come and sweep her off her feet. So I'm not really going to blame her. In fact, people have judged her enough, so let's not even judge her. So she goes on this trip with this guy, goes and come back, because the guy is not always available. Another red flag. Someone who really loves you will make time, to be with you. So, but our Prince of Diamond is not always available, so he's always sending her voice notes, messages, flowers of how he loves her, how he wants to build a family with her, how he wants to have babies with her, send her pictures of what's going on, you know, trying to build that face. The guy is a baddie. Like, I am giving that boy a 10/10. In fact, he's not a boy, that man, he's a player, a big time con man, very calculated, very smart. He was able to build that, you know, send her pictures anywhere he goes. He will send her pictures, you know, tries to build, sends her flowers and all of those things. While he was doing all those things, he was trying to build the trust, the love, to be able to secure that girl. And he already, I think he already figured out that the girl was a lover girl, so he was able to secure that. After some time, you know, he started sending messages of how his enemies are after him, you know, because he's a diamond. Everybody knows how diamond can be and all those things, you know. So he had to send messages of how, you know, how his enemies are after him, and because he can't use his credit card anymore, his cards anymore, he has to, because if he uses it, they will try to locate him, so all his cards are useless, that she should please send her card to him, because I mean, she's his girlfriend. What kind of girlfriend will she be if she doesn't do that? Okay, so the lady immediately sent in a card. He convinced her to, you know, increase her limits, convinced her to get loans. He convinced her to the extent that this lady got almost 10 loans, in total of almost 200,000 loans. Guys, this lady wasn't even borrowing. In fact, there was a time he told her to loan money. She had to send the money in a big bag. I was like, what? No be juju be that. Like, he was able to do all of those things, and you know, even when she asked for the money, he was able to, okay, even if he loans a little bit of money, he will send her even more, so you won't even be able to, you feel indebted to him, you get. So she was borrowing and loaning and borrowing and loaning and borrowing for this guy. So she was able to borrow 10 different loans for this guy, you know. She was really getting panic. And you know what he does is that he uses one girl as he gets all this money from this girl, uses it on another girl, you know, and you know, this cycle just continues. While he gets money from this girl, use it to prove to himself to another girl, you get, try to collect money from this other girl, you know. He just does it, and then the cycle just goes like that. So he was able to con this girl. So I think while she was panicking, she was able to find out that this guy was really a con guy. So she went to the police, and you know, while this was going on, I think Simon met another lady which was trying to prove himself, this da. I think the two ladies later found out, and then they decided to work together. The other lady had already given him so much money, so she was like, before she gives him over to the police, she really wants to deal with him. This lady was able to deal with him, collect some money from him, but not up to the amount she gave him though. But you know, she was able to punish him. He was even sending pictures of himself. Oh my god, I really felt sorry for him later, but he was able to, she was able to deliver him to the police authorities, and he was sent to prison for just 15 months, which I feel is really short. And I think in the fourth or fifth month he was out, and these ladies are still paying for this whole thing, you know, and it really affected them mentally. So we are going to be talking about the lessons. Before we talk about the lessons, I'll give you a quick story of what happened to me. Not a Tinder story, not like I was duped like this, but it's really a little bit related. In fact, it is related, I will not lie. So what happened was that I met this guy on Facebook, and I can't remember if I sent him a friend request or he sent me the friend request. I really can't remember. It happened a few years ago. And so he was a really fine guy. He he really struck me as a very responsible person. We got talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. After a few weeks of talking, he now told me of how he wants to send money down to Nigeria. Before that, he had already told me that he was going shopping for himself. He does that once a month for himself, and that if I wanted to get something for myself, I was like, that's okay. If you get something, how will you send it down to Nigeria? By the way, he doesn't live in Nigeria, he lives in the UK. How? So he was that's not a big deal, that he could send it. So I was like, okay, no problem. I sent him my shoe size, I sent him my dress size and all those things. He bought those things. According to him, he snapped it and then he sent it to me. Probably that's what he's been using to con a lot of girls. Anyway, so after a few weeks, he now told me that he wanted to send money down to Nigeria, and that his cards are not working, blah blah blah. Some stories around those lines, that he can't send money. And I was like, he was not like, okay, that can I borrow him, like, I think 40,000 naira to send to his brother who lives in Lagos, that he will send me the money immediately he's able to sort it out with the bank. I told him I didn't have the money, because you can't guy a guy. You cannot guy a guy. Even though I didn't feel that, but I felt something actually told me that no, it's too early. Why will I be giving him money and all those things? But anyway, I didn't give him the money. He was like, okay, he will sort it out. I just told him I didn't have that kind of amount, that I was a student and I didn't have that kind of money. I was like, okay, no problem. So he was able to send the money, and then after a while we got talking, everything was normal and okay. He was like, okay, that those things he bought for me, let him send them down to Nigeria. So he sends them now down to Nigeria and told me that there is money in one of the handbags he bought for me. I was like, okay, no problem. So he sends them down. So when the package got to Lagos, when he got to Abuja, he said they called me from the airport that they detected that there is money in one of the handbags, and that it is contraband, that you are not allowed or supposed to send money in whatever package you're sending. So they called me and they were like, so the guy was one guy, I think Korea guy or somebody called me from the airport and was telling me that I had to send money to settle these people so they can release the package and I can get it today if possible. So he was like, okay. I was like, how much? He said 30,000 naira. I said, that's a lot of money. I don't have that kind of money. That okay, they should open the package, that there is money in one of the handbags, remove the money and sort the whole thing out. I don't mind. The guy was like, no, that they can't touch it, that it looks like this, they don't open people's packages and all of those things. I was like, okay, no problem, that I can't send it, I don't have that kind of money. Bring it down to Lagos. Maybe when you can come to Lagos, when I see the thing, I can pay for it. The guy he was like, okay, no problem, that once he gets to Lagos, that it will be more money. I was like, no problem. So they sent the thing back down to Lagos. When he got to Lagos, he called me again and told me that okay, it has gotten to Lagos, and that now that the money to use that I'll be able to clear the package is 60,000 naira. I was like, 60,000 naira? That's a lot of money. He said yes. He told me that's why he told me to clear it in Abuja, that now that it is in Lagos. I was like, okay, no problem. I felt like, okay, this guy has tried for me. He has really tried. I don't even know what I was saying. Maybe it was juju, I don't know. I wasn't using my senses. Immediately So I told him that, okay, let me talk to the person, maybe the immigration officer or whoever is in charge. So I spoke with the guy, and the guy was like, okay, that maybe 50,000 naira, and that's the least he can go. I said, okay, no problem. So I sent 30,000 naira from my account. From my account, 30,000 naira. I didn't have the remaining 20,000 naira. I called a friend and I told her that I needed 20,000 ASAP. She sent me 20,000 naira ASAP, and I sent to this guy. Almost immediately his number stopped going. Immediately I sent a message to his brother who is in the UK that, okay, see what's going on. The guy was like, that should be I thought I was smart. I have been guided now. I've been duped. I said, what? I was so. In fact, it wasn't even the money. I mean, what is 50,000 naira? It wasn't even the money. Like, I already fell in love with this guy. I already loved this guy. I already liked him. It wasn't even about the package or the money. To be honest, it wasn't about that. I really felt bad. For a whole week I wasn't eating. I wasn't even getting myself. After some, I had to dust myself and, like, you know what, life goes on. I later had to pay the money for my next salary. I had to pay the girl her money and all of those. So that's just my story. So now let's just quickly run through the lessons I learned in this Tinder swindler story documentary. The first lesson I learned is, don't look desperate. Now, Simon didn't go for younger girls, like girls in their 20s, in their 19s, in their 20s, maybe girls that in their 20s. He didn't go for those girls because those girls obviously just want to enjoy their life and enjoy the moment. He went for older ladies. Normally, or society already demands that once a lady is in her late 20s, her 30s, she should be in her husband's house. If she's not in her husband's house, she's not responsible and all those. So women in those age group are already, looking forward to settling down with whoever is available and all those things. Do not look desperate, because when you look desperate looking for love, people are out there who will want to manipulate you, who will want to deceive you, who want to take what you have. Do you get? So please do not look desperate, no matter your age. Do not look desperate looking for love. Instead, why don't you just pray and put yourself out there? Even though yes, I want to get married now, don't let it show in your outward appearance. Don't let it show. Just hide it, mask it, okay? Another thing to be learned is, do not give out personal information on your first date. Don't give her. Simon asked this girl for her personal information the first day, and her personal information, her passport ID and everything. So I think later when she was trying to tell him to give her back her money and asked her why he asked him why he duped her, he was telling her he has her personal information. He was going to hunt her down. And do not give out your personal information, like your passport, your date of birth, your address, your family members and phone number. That's those kind of they are personal information. Try to know the person first. Know the person before you start divulging, before you start giving out such information. Number 3, dating apps are very scary. I find it really, really scary, because you do not know these people. A lot of time people just put things out there that are really, in fact, 30%, 70% of what we see on social media is a big fat lie. Is a lie. People just put these things just to impress other people. It is a lie. You do not know what I'm wearing under this top. You can only see this really beautiful top, but you do not know what I'm wearing under. You really do not know. And that's the way social media is. They just put something out there that you don't know whether my legs are decaying down here. You do not know. So social media, you have to be really, really careful. You have to be very, very careful. Do background checks on people before you go out on dates with them. Especially when I know people find love on social apps. I know people get married off social apps. People have really strong relationships, romantic relationships, friendships. I know, but still there are still really bad and terrible people out there. So you have to be really, really careful. Loan money you have. Only loan money you have. You cannot give more than you have. Do not give more than you have. Do not collect loans on behalf of people. That is another lesson. Do not collect loans on behalf of people. Do not go and don't overstretch yourself, because in the long run you will be the one to bear the brunt. Don't what do they call? Don't stand as guarantor for someone you don't even trust, someone you do not really know. So you have to be very careful collecting loans from the bank, standing as guarantor for someone that you do not really know. Don't overstretch yourself. Don't give more than what you have. Only give what you have. Another lesson is, do not be greedy. Ladies, don't be greedy. Do not be greedy. Be smart. Be content with what you have. Be satisfied. Okay, be content and be satisfied. Look, there are so many people who are ready to take advantage of this. If people see, or this kind of people see that you are greedy, you are not content what you have, and you are not satisfied, they will give you what you want and then take advantage and manipulate you. Do you get? That's why you hear stories of girls that meet men over the phone, like on social media, go meet them in their hotel rooms, in their house, and then they kill them, as in gruesome scenes. You see scenes of where they use ladies' body, their body parts, you know. Please just be careful, be smart, and be careful, please. Another lesson is listen to your God feeling. Listen to your God feeling, your instincts. Always listen to, always watch out for red flags. Mama Funke Felix Adejumo, she always says something: close one eye in prayer and the other eye in watching. Love is not blind. Open your eyes, you know. Don't listen to your God instinct. There's something that we always tell you, this thing you're doing is wrong, don't do this thing. Listen to that voice. Always pay attention to that voice. It is always there. It's just sometimes we are always blinded by love, by material things. We don't want to really pay attention to the red flags, and those red flags will be glaring. We just don't want to look at them because we're already blinded by love that this person is giving. So you have to pay attention to that. Another lesson, and this is my last lesson, is watch out for men that exude or exhibit female energy. What do I mean by that? Simon, you know, was the one playing the damsel in distress that needed rescuing. You know, that's a feminine energy. You know, he was the one that needed the attention. You get? He was the one that needed saving. My enemies are after me. He was even sending pictures of his bodyguard that was injured, you know, to the girl. You know, he needed saving. And those girls, because they felt indebted to him, or because they felt that he's my boyfriend, if I don't save him, who is going to save him? Another lesson or a red flag: he's a millionaire. Why does he have to ask you for money? How much do you have to give him? I'm sure you will have other millionaire friends, but he chose you. She didn't even think about that, and then she was going to loan money and borrow money. So that aside, so watch out for men that exude female energy. Another female energy, Simon was dripping glory. Hey, Simon was dripping. He was wearing designers from head to toe. You know, his shirts, his trousers, his belts, his phones, everything was expensive. I do not think billionaires go that. I always wear expensive things like that. Maybe their wristwatch might be a bit expensive, their shoes, but they do not, load themselves with. He was always looking attractive. Like, he was always looking like, man. He was always, he was always the center of attention. He wanted always to be the center of attention. He wanted to always, always look his best. He always did anyway. So that's another lesson. Look out for men that, Pastor Mildred Okonkwo used to say something. He used to say, I can never marry a man who loves mirror more than me. Go find out what that means. I've come to the end of my video. Hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed filming this video because there are so many lessons. What lesson did you learn from Tinder Swindler? Have you even seen the documentary? If you haven't, I feel you should go and see it. Tell me the lessons that you have learned, and let's just continue this conversation in the comment section. Thank you for watching this far. I hope you enjoyed it. Do not judge me, okay? And my story, do not judge me. I'm way wiser now. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I love you. Be safe.